Well, I really like this film. I'm not surprised. It's got really good lineage. Got good people working on it. Good director.
Wolfgang, yeah. He knows a little bit about boat pictures.
Above and below the water.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Yeah, I guess my first question is, do you feel a responsibility to the people that it's about, because half of them still are alive? Many of them in the community are. Do you feel that way?
Definitely. Mm-hmm. It was priority one for me, you know, coming here. And I would joke around and talk about, you know, I mean, I have a little bit more to worry about because I live in this state. And, you know, they can come and find me. You know, so I don't even know where George lives, so it's a good chance these people from Gloucester aren't going to find George and come and, you know, seek revenge. But no, I mean, it's a real story. It's a real event, and we wanted to come here because we wanted to involve everybody, and we wanted to let them know what we were doing, and I think they're going to be very, very happy, very pleased.
I feel like I should excuse myself for that noise.
I thought that was.
Squeeze me.
I look over, there's Lee sitting there with a big smile on her face, and I think, geez, I hope you're happy. It's like Mark said, we felt like this incredible responsibility from the very beginning, because it is a big sort of summer, you know, film. And the problem with it, of course, is not letting it become just an action film and not letting it be just serving the action, and actually telling this story and sort of trying to be a tribute to these guys.
And isn't it really written in the spirit, and in the making of the spirit, it's more than a popcorn film?
Oh, definitely.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, you would know better than we would, because we're sort of a little too close to it now. But what we felt from the very beginning when we started it was, just because of the nature of the way the film ends, we thought we were doing something not at all like a popcorn film. We felt like we were doing something that was sort of a good old-fashioned storytelling, and then if it works on that other level, then we really succeed.
You know, one thing I thought about after I read the book, and also when I saw the film, is that a lot of men who work hard also play hard.
Yeah.
That's really true of these guys. Is it?
Almost more so than...
True of this guy.
You guys are pointing at each other.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
Oh, it's your fault. It's like Chip and Dale.
Yeah, we are like Chip and that's us. They keep saying,
yeah, we've been trying
we're like Newman and Redford. We're like
Crosby. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah, I said Ernie and Bert earlier. I was trying to figure out.
Hey, Bert. Hey, Ernie.
Hey, Ernie.
There you go.
Hey.
But they are. I mean, they're hard players.
Yeah.
I guess it's not an easy life.
Well, they come home from, you know, after they're gone for 30 days, and they've made, you know, 15 grand, and they spend 4 grand the first night at the bar. You know,
it's kind of like acting.
It's very similar.
It is.
Except nobody can really get killed on the set. You know. Well. No, don't do any bad.
If you're not George Clooney.
Yeah, that's right.
Could you do in real life what these guys do? When it really gets down to it?
On a day as a living?
Yes.
Nope. Could you?
I wouldn't want to. I mean,
you could do it.
If, you know, I drove a tow truck before, so I mean, anything's possible. But I went out in Maryland for 2 days on a long lining boat, and it was the most grueling thing I had ever experienced as far as, you know, really manual labor. And I would not want to do that job. I mean, I have the utmost respect for those guys.
They don't say like, okay, lunch break.
No, they don't.
It's like you just grab it when you...
Yeah, it's 20 hours, 22 hours a day of working.
Yeah, it is. It's hard work.
Yeah, and it was funny because there was only 2 guys on the boat, a captain and his mate, and they didn't know what to expect my coming out there on the boat for a couple of days. They were anticipating, you know, my showing up with the assistants and the entourage and the cameras. And I didn't. I wish I did. You know, after they slept for 2 days,
right?
And made me work. I mean, I got a little bit more than I bargained for. I showed up. It was just me and one friend of mine, and he wanted to go out there and learn how to fish too. And they said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Well, I want to do what I would normally do if I was working for you." And he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." And biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah, that was wrong. Don't ever do that again.
The last thing, when I look at this film and you see real fear in people's eyes, it always makes you wonder, as an actor, when, you know, if I'm there on the set that day, what you feel when you create real fear.
Well,
how close do you get to it?
Oh, I wasn't scared of it.
The thing was, there wasn't fear, but there was dread, because, you know, we were really getting blasted. I mean, you can see that. I mean, the scope of the film is. Excuse me.
Is Leslie Nielsen around?
Yes.
That is George, man.
Man, that.
It's the lobster chowder.
I'm glad we're out.
Starting to rise up on me. It's back talk.
There was this whole feeling of like
lobster chowder.
There was this whole you know, even though the scope of it around you was this blue screen, you know, stuff that you sort of would have to fake, in that 90 by 90 foot tank, we're getting hammered. You know, we're getting hammered by water, like water cannons and wave makers and
Dump tanks,
dump tank. It's just we'd be bolted down with this cable, and if you weren't wearing it, you'd get knocked off the boat. And literally, just you'd be upended. So, you know, it wasn't necessarily fear, but it was certainly dread. Every time they go, ready and
Oh God.
start the wave rolls. You'd be like, oh.
Well,
I mean,
Here it
there was
comes.
also, I mean, when we were talking about Wolfgang creating the elements, I mean, there was always a level of danger. I mean, you see it on everybody's face. That's
Yeah.
why it's so realistic. I mean, it was to accomplish the same thing with Das Boot. I mean, you really,
Yeah.
you get the sense of what these guys are going through, what it's
We were
like.
talking-
You know, not only to fish, but to be out there in those elements and that sort of weather. I mean, it was scary. There were a lot of days where I was like just praying. You know.
There was a scene with
But
Mark and I
was cool,
at the end when the wheelhouse is turned upside down and we're up to our heads in water, where they've got the wheelhouse upside down on a crane inside this tank, and they're going to release it and drop it, and we have to say our lines out before the thing sinks, and they've got oxygen masks hidden underneath the thing, and we have to swim underneath with all these like upside down poles and railings and shit, and we start like, you know, the minute they say action, we have to get our lines out, and then the thing sinks, and that caused like a good deal of panic the first time, because you know you're trying to just
you're
get to
going
the
crazy.
oxygen,
Yeah.
and you can't get out. You know, you're trapped underwater in a structure.
The water's
Nice
so
film.
dark and murky. Thank you.
And road
Thank you very
Friday,
much.
good film, good work.
Thanks.